Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ryan with Degenerate Passive Income coming to you tonight on a Tuesday, like we do every single Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have the one and only AJ Brockman, the DeFi legend with me. We call it the DeFi date night. And we come up in here and we talk about everything. The crypto market. We talk about Bernard bonds, DexFi Treasury bonds, EarnFi, Honor versus Madness, EMP, all the good stuff. And what this is for, ladies and gentlemen, is to ask questions. Please, this is an AMA. We do get some questions. Don't be afraid to shoot me a DM privately if you don't want to, ask your question on here. Even if it's FUD, or even if it's something like, you're an idiot or whatever, or when are you going to rug pull? I don't care. We will address whatever you ask, 100%. That's what we're here for. That's what this space needs, is 100% transparency. It's the only way. We need doxed teams. We need doxed wallets. We need to know where money's at. We need to know everything, because everybody's sick of the rug pulls, sick of the, smoke and mirrors and the games that people play hiding behind screens. I don't like to see people lose money, and nobody likes to see that. We work hard for our money, and we want to keep it. So, AJ, thank you for taking the time once again, on a Tuesday evening. I know you're a busy guy, but I love having you on so we can answer questions and just talk about the market in general, how bonds are doing, things of that nature. So welcome back.
Yeah, Ryan, great to be here, bro. Every Tuesday, like you said, our DeFi date night. Look forward to it and talk about one of my favorite things in the whole world, and that is Bernard bonds. So yeah, man, totally.
Awesome. So yeah, I want to touch on, before we get into Bernard bonds and DexFi and things of that nature, we probably have some viewers from the PACA crowd. Welcome. Welcome here. I know some of you have been buying a few bonds. I've been getting some DMs with questions and stuff like that. Great. I have never put any pressure on anybody. It's an opportunity, right? While your funds aren't being earned over in PACA, which things happen, guys. Things happen in the space, all right? Liquidity farming can be a tricky thing, especially if you don't have the tech, if you're relying on people, to be awake for 24 hours a day. Things go out of range. There's impermanent loss. We'll talk about a little about that as well. AJ knows a lot more about that than I do. Most of you probably saw the video that I put out about the offer that I made PACA Finance, and I'd like to touch on that. This is no FUD. That video that I put out was 100%. I'm not a very sincere person most of the time, so that's as serious and sincere as Ryan from Degenerate Passive Income gets. Just to let you know, I don't want anybody to lose money, guys. We've all been through it. You guys heard me talk about other protocols, Bruno X being one. I mean, it was a lot of money. Was it my project? No, it wasn't. Okay. I was just the head promoter. All right. I don't have the money. I don't know where the money's at. I spent a lot of money trying to track it down. That's just what happens. Okay. And unfortunately, it happened to me. A lot of sleepless nights. Still, I think about it. And this is how I'm, paying people back very slowly. And so things do happen to protocols. Things can be, I put that video out because, like the title says, extending the olive branch, right? Like, sorry about what happened, Scott and Lee, but here's an opportunity, and it is 100% transparent to you and your users at PACA. While you guys are trying to farm this, because it is difficult to farm right now if you don't have the tech. There's no question about it. I was talking to Jake about that earlier today. It is tough, but if you have the tech, the AI built in, and we'll touch on that a little bit with AJ, it's doable. Just yesterday, or was it the day before, we made 0.5% on $2.27 million. That's an $11,000 day. That's crazy returns. If PACA had $1 million in that thing worth of PACA bonds, because the offer was, guys, we would build the whole dashboard. It would look just like this, exactly like this. This would be a PACA, there maybe be some desert and some, dunes in back, whatever they wanted. The dashboard would be done, and there'd be one main wallet that Scott and Lee have. All right. And I'm assuming it would probably be a cold wallet for safety. And they'd have one main wallet hooked to their dashboard that they could take screenshots every 24 hours to show their users, hey guys, this is what we made today over here at PACA Bonds. And those returns would be getting paid out to their investors every Wednesday night or Thursday, or whenever they decided to do it, because we do epochs on Wednesday nights. Okay. They would have to claim, and it's 100% transparent because their dashboard would have this little handy button right here too, which brings up the whole wallet. They cannot hide any money. Okay. They would not be able to hide any money. It is all right here. We've got $8,700 in ETH. We've got $6,300 in USDC. Here is all the vaults we're in. It is all 100% transparent, guys. You can't hide any money. It is all there. There's no smoke and mirrors. Like I said earlier, it's just transparency. Plus, everyone's like, oh, what about the wallets? Well, that, my friends, would be called a multi-sig. So AJ can't withdraw funds without Lee or Scott's signature. Scott can't withdraw funds without AJ's signature. The funds are safe. They're not going anywhere. So this APR, if they had $1 million in it, just $1 million, I have nobody knows what the TVL is of the Treasury, because they have that for security reasons. They're not telling. Whatever, that's their prerogative. This APR right here would be making about $3,000 to $4,000 a day. You know, that's good money. That's money that could be. And this is with the 85-15 split and everything else built right in. I don't know how much of a better offer a person get. I hope they're considering it. Scott and Lee, you know my DMs are always open. Please, we'll hop on a Zoom and I'll explain it. We'll all get together. Like, we're all friends here. I'm not trying to FUD. AJ is not trying to FUD. We're trying to help. We don't want to see people lose money either. I've got friends in PACA. AJ's got friends in PACA. This is just the way it is. You know, maybe we could work together a little bit. I mean, and this is where it starts. You know, I was talking to AJ earlier today. I said, you know, because me and AJ kind of argued about it yesterday. I said, AJ, we need to build the dashboard for free. And AJ's like, that's $10,000. And I'm like, well, I said, you know, we don't know how much money they have. You know, can you work it out with your devs where maybe they could do some pro bono stuff? And AJ's like, I'll talk to them. And sure enough, they came through, you know, just to help people out on the PACA side. There we go. I mean, a free dashboard. The tech is here. I don't know how much more of a sweet offer you can get with that APR. You know, obviously $1 million's the minimum, and even more would be beneficial to everybody. And then they could pay the PACA people out as they choose. They could give like 90% of that, 85%, and go to the payout, the stakes and the investors, and they could have a 10% fee for themselves. So they're making a tiny bit too. We don't care about that part. That's their prerogative. What we care about is getting them this APR so they can pay out their investors, and everybody's happy. Like, everybody's making money. People are getting whole. And, you know, we've already been through this, you know, this winter when DexFi had a hack. That's what we're doing, is making people whole. We know what it's like, and it sucks. No one offered us an olive branch. No one reached out. Hey, I'll help you guys out. Probably would have done it, especially something, the tech that we have, you know, Beefy Finance, the biggest liquidity provider in the world, $1 billion in TVL. I mean, they're knocking on doors like, hey, where'd you guys get this? You know, what's going on? Is it for sale? Why do you think they're doing that? Why doesn't $1 billion company have this kind of tech? You know, I don't know either, but we do here at DexFi, and it's amazing, and it works. It's been working for 3 years. So I just wanted to, I hope I do hear from you, Lee and Scott. I'm being very sincere. I would love to hear it from you, even if it's, hey, thanks for the offer, but you know what? We're just gonna, you know, go on our own and try farm manually. And we'll talk about that a little bit, AJ, too, because AJ's tried to farm manually many times, and we'll get his opinion on that. And you know, and I think the main thing is the users in the Telegram group, you know, probably may need to voice their opinions and hope they don't get booted or comments deleted. Hey, I think we need to look at this. Maybe one of the admins could take a poll and be like, hey, what do you guys think of us putting in whatever amount it is? It's $1 million minimum. Put this into PACA bonds, and then you guys will get paid in these 1 to 3 months that we are paused. That would probably be the best. I have a feeling that 75 to 80% of the people would be like, yeah, we need a paycheck, because a lot of people are relying on those funds, unfortunately. It's not the way I would do things, but hey, people overreach and overextend themselves. I get it. I've done it before and things of that nature. So AJ, I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Maybe we could talk about the liquidity providing and what your thoughts are on that whole scenario.
Yeah, I mean, 100%, Ryan. I think you gave a great overview. Just to give a little more context, as well, I reached out to Scott, right after they announced this pause. And I don't really have that much of a relationship with Lee, but I do have a relationship with Scott. And whether he saw it or didn't, I never heard anything either. So this is really just coming from a place of trying to help. Obviously, it benefits us with TVL in the votes, and we get a fee on that. But it's not meant to come across as self-serving. And the big argument has always been security, where they don't want to put funds in a protocol that they don't have any control over. But that isn't the case. I mean, again, Ryan, like you said, we would do a full custom uh, dashboard. They would be on a multi-sig. We've done this with another white label as well, that is working very well, where I can't make a transaction or the other party can't make a transaction unless both sign. So the security is there. And again, the argument of maybe being hacked earlier on, I mean, not only did we make that right, and we are making that right from the original exploit we had, but all the private vaults that are under this were never touched, even in the original issue. So again, those are all mute points from what I've been seeing, and unfortunately, you know, I have been hearing that they're muting people or even banning people that have their hard-earned money in PACA for bringing up solutions. So I get it. Everybody thinks they're an expert, but I think we have the track record that we are experts at this. We have the tech in DexFi that no other protocol has, with being able to manually or automatically through our AILM manage ranges. We can do both, and do it in a way that we start getting people paid out. So again, hopefully this resonates. And like you said, Ryan, if not, at least let us know, and we can move on and do our own thing and continue to earn. Like you said, I mean, obviously, concentrated liquidity providing is um, very difficult and nuanced, but we have all the tech to make it as easy as possible. So with the AILM, we're able to keep in wide ranges. We're not having to farm in a very narrow range, which then absolutely destroys you in impermanent loss when the markets do fluctuate. And again, that's just from our experience in knowing how to keep capital safe but still be able to yield. And we're well diversified, so we have over 40 different vaults in the fund, rather than two or three that if one goes down and you do have $1 million impermanent loss, then you're screwed. So we would never be in that situation, because what is the largest pool, Ryan, at the top is only about what
83,000.
yeah, so again, I mean, we're talking maybe at most 10% of the whole fund. So yeah, all that is part of our structure to make it as safe as possible. So, and yeah, I mean, we again, like the numbers we were doing, um, volatility is good. If you're in too narrow of a range, volatility can be very bad. Because again, that impermanent loss, but that just means your ranges were too tight. So we are able to keep a healthy range and still earn. And then that volatility is amazing for us. Like Ryan said earlier, when we caught um, the swing over the last 3 days, the volume shot up substantially. And the more volume means the more fees that we earn. And because our ranges were wide enough with the AILM, we were able to capture all of that with very little impermanent loss. So that is how we're able to compete. And again, like you said, Ryan, no other protocol Beefy, VFAT, none of these have the tech that we do under the hood for sure.
Right. Yeah, volatility is good, guys. And I was watching that volatility too. And the volume, like you said, AJ, when and that's why I asked you the other night. I said, we must have had a killer day. And he's like, yeah. And he sent me that screenshot, like 11 grand. That's 0.5%. If you could make 0.5% on 2.27 million every day, that is insane money. That's crazy. Like 11 grand a day. So, you
Yeah,
know,
and like you say, right, obviously, that fluctuates, I mean,
yeah,
but we've had $15,000 days. I mean, it just depends on the volume in the market. We're specifically in tokens that have a really attractive, uh, liquidity to volume ratio. So what you really wanna see is, a slightly lower, liquidity, which again, when I say lower, we don't still are, a minimum of $1 million in liquidity because we're not, providing LP for shit tokens. But yeah, I mean the lower to mid level LP and dollar value and high volume. If there's only $1 million of liquidity, but the token does $5 million of volume, that ratio is a CLP country the Hoover dream. I mean, that's what you really want to look for. So yeah,
right.
yeah,
Exactly. So I just want to give a quick scenario, AJ, of what could possibly happen if they decided to pull the trigger, and about $1 million worth of ETH on base, just for the people watching. Obviously, they'd have a bunch of bonds here. Now, can you explain to us in a nutshell, because there still is confusion to some people, what the price of this bond? How is it? How does that work, and what makes it go up and down?
yeah, absolutely. So because and that's another, again, not meant to be FUD, but just another thing to point out is when you have a daily liability like PACA did, it is impossible to keep that going long term. And so we function on a variable rate, even though a lot of days, like we saw, 2 days ago, were comparable, if not even higher than the daily what PACA says they pay for their bonus stakes. All that being said, we determine the value based on how many bonds have been minted divided by the total value in the fund. So that is what determines the mint price. And the cool part is that it goes up and down with the markets. So if ETH doubles, theoretically your bond is now worth double as well. So you're actually getting the price appreciation of the underlying assets and the yield. So in a daily liability protocol like PACA, you don't get the exposure to the underlying assets, and a lot of times that gain is used to pay reward. So you're getting both with bonds, which again, not a lot of very few. I think maybe we're one of the only protocols that does that. Now it does go the other way. So obviously we were flying pretty high last week with ETH at almost all-time highs. It's come back down a little bit, but that's a great way to buy bonds at a discount as well. So it's all relative. And another thing that determines the actual ETH price. So not only the dollar value, but the actual ETH price in ETH. That is determined by how ETH is performing against the other assets in the fund. So if we're providing liquidity, half of it's usually Ethereum, but the other half is the other token, Banker, REI, high liquidity, utility tokens that are, doing millions and millions of dollars of volume a day. Again, we're not doing memes. Those tokens, when they start going up higher than ETH, and we have what we call an alt season, where those tokens do better than ETH, then now your ETH value in bonds goes up as well. So now, in theory, at the height of the market, your ETH value in terms of tokens is up, your dollar value is up, and you've been earning yield at 80% APR entire time. So all of that is pretty incredible. For the sustainability of the protocol, and we do have a small 10% fee when you withdraw, but that is just to help maintain funds in the protocol, and that fee does not go to us. That stays in the contract. So what you see on the screen when you do redeem, obviously you would subtract 10% of that value, and that's what you would get. But it's immediate. I mean, we say give us 48 hours to do it, but we're always fully collateralized, so there would never ever be a situation where somebody goes to redeem and we can't pay it out. So it just reduces the overall fund value by whatever they're withdrawing, and all of us are happy because now there's 10% more left in the fund for everybody else.
Right. Exactly. And this is what I want. This is why I have 4 wallets in this, guys. Okay. You guys know how transparent I am, because I do not care if you guys see my bags in anything. Okay. That's why we're here, is to be transparent. Because the last one, I think I had my $25,000 stake, and I was up like 30 to, I think my stake was worth 34,000 or something in 2.5 months. And yeah, it's killing names. So I got a couple people posting, why don't you show your $50,000 wallet next time and see where you're at? Well, it's right here, guys. I'm not going to hide it. Okay, here's my, I did it on, what was it? It would be 2 weeks ago today, right? Unfortunately, that's when I bought the bonds, and they were like 200 and what were they? 200, and they were more than this though. But yeah, that's her current price. I think they were 280 or 290, I think, a piece. So my P&L doesn't look the sexiest. Plus, I think there was at like $4,900 ETH. So yeah, totally. I'm down 14%. I don't even look at that, because I see things long term. I'm looking down the road. If you want to get into something like this for 1-2 months or whatever, go do something else, guys. This isn't for you. If you want to do it for 6 months, a year, years down the road, this is where this sucker is going to shine, and it's going to print for you. And you don't really have to do anything. So yeah, I'm down 14%. I've still pulled out. I would have to add this to that. So $1,700 in 2 weeks, not bad, but it makes about $100 a day at this APR. Okay. This APR changes all the time as well. This is going to change tomorrow night. I believe it'll be over 90% tomorrow night, because the way I hear it's, we've had a pretty decent week. And yeah, here it is right in front of you guys. So it's worth 43,000 now. Here's what I've taken in profits plus that. And I'm down 14% in 2 weeks. I don't care, because I don't even look at that. I come in here once a week and I claim. It's $700 a week. That's $2,800 a month at this APR. That's free money to me. And I know in the long run that ETH, not even long, 6 months to 8 months, we're going to have $9,000, $10,000 ETH. All of a sudden, this number right here is going to be like 100,000. My 50 is going to be worth 100. Plus, you're earning this APR. This USDC is dropped. Watch during the stream. This number goes up as we're talking, right? I'm going to be earning that along the way. You get the best of both worlds. USDC dropped in your wallet, plus price appreciation, like AJ said. Hey, it will go the other way in the bear market. People are talking about super cycles. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't think I don't think we'll ever, once a bear market or the bull run really starts, I don't think we'll ever see $5,000 ETH again. I think it's just going to go up and kind of level out. And that's just my opinion, not financial advice. But it's the easy button, guys. In my opinion, it's the easy button. I come here once a week and I claim, and it's a beautiful thing. And I would just want to give an example. If they had $1 million in here, right? If PACA said, you know what, guys, this sounds like a great idea. Here's $1 million in ETH on base. We're going to buy as many bonds as we can. We're going to claim every Wednesday. We'll set an alarm. We're going to hook. You guys can sign. We'll sign. We'll pay our investors out on Wednesday night or Thursday sometime. Whatever percentage they're going to pay their investors out. That $1 million at this APR per day, I did the math earlier today. It was going to be like, because it's like 0.22 or something right now. I think it was 0.22 is what that per day, which is pretty decent in my opinion. And anything over 0.1 is good. So 0.22, it's going to be, 2,500 to, I'm going to say $4,000 a day. Well, you take that times a week, that gets to be a lot of money. Plus 8 months down the road, when that $1 million, when ETH doubles is now 2 million, they could say, boom, I'm selling the bonds. They're going to leave $100,000 in for the rest of, well, I don't know how that would work though. Where would that $100,000 go? There wouldn't be
that if they have their own protocol, then yeah, I mean, again, because it wouldn't be open to the public. Although again, that's another option. Like we could open it up as a PACA bonds, 2.0. And then yeah, in your example, Ryan, whoever's left would have it. But if
right.
they're not wanting it to even be open to the public and just a yield generating engine, that's even easier to do. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, again, like there's no, I know that when we try to talk about this, it may come across as self-serving, but the only thing that we're getting out of it is, the small fee that we would take, and the fees from the vaults themselves. But again, that's only on harvest, so that's only on money that it's making. We're not
Right.
taking, a fee from deposit. And yeah, to your point, Ryan, I mean, again, there has been zero transparency on how much money is left. I hope out of 21 million that at least a million is there. But it would be if there's 10 million or half or whatever the number is. I mean, it is very realistic that they could make everybody whole within months. I mean, it's not a long time. The yield adds up so quickly. I mean, we started with nothing. We didn't have a treasury because we got hacked, and we're 5 to 10% of our recovery fund paid already within 2 months. So again, like the numbers really snowball for sure. So it's a real solution for everybody.
Yeah. So that's all I want to say about it, guys. If I was a huge investor in PACA, I would be bringing this up. If I was a small investor, I don't want to say anything in the group because, I'm the one who's done videos on it, and I don't think it's any of my business. I do have a $500 stake just to be in the game because I'm supposedly getting 690 when everything unlocks or however that works. But if I'm an investor, I'm asking that question, are you guys taking that offer seriously? Because it sounds freaking amazing. And maybe I'll hear from them one day. I don't know, guys. But if I'm an investor, I'm really wondering, are they considering it? And the proof is in the pudding. This thing's been working for 3 years, and it's just gone public in the last 4 or 5 months, and we're killing it over here. I mean, plain and simple. That's what it is, guys. And like I was saying before, AJ, when that $1 million that they put in, when ETH doubles, now all of a sudden it's 2 million. They sell all the bonds. Everybody's whole. And like we talked about in the chat before, they can shut it down because they don't want to deal with these headaches. Why would you want to deal with them headaches? What for? When you have to work however many hours a day and watch ranges. Nobody wants to do that with however many millions of dollars is in the TVL. That's an absolute nightmare. I mean, it's not even feasible is what it is. No sleep. So I understand where they're coming from when they say they're working hard. I'm sure you guys are, right? Like I'm sincere and serious about this. I trust that you guys aren't going to run away with the money. Just giving you a heads up and an option of like, it's a no-brainer. Everything is free. A $10,000 dashboard is built for you for nothing. Okay. Like very simple. Multi-sig wallets, doxed team, doxed wallets. Everybody will know you could take this screenshot right here and send it in your group Telegram. This is what we made today, guys. We're going to pay out 90% of this money, and everybody's happy. Then you wouldn't have 9,000 different messages telling you guys what to do with suggestions every day. As long as people are getting a few bucks, they're happy. So That's all I'm going to say, guys. I hope to hear from you, Scott and Lee. You know, I think you're decent guys. There's no FUD here. There's no hard feelings. Just I like helping people. I'm not making anything from this. Obviously, they're going to make, you know, a fee on AJ and Jake's end because, you know, they're building stuff for free. They're taking care of the vaults and stuff like that. So I understand it. But I think 85% to PACA is a very reasonable rate, in my opinion. So I'm going to quit talking about that. Another thing I want to touch on, AJ, is this number right here, my position, or no, the APR. The APR, how is that adjusted and how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. So you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I'll go into it more. So the APR is calculated in real time based on the yield that we're getting and the epochs. So you mentioned an epoch. We are collecting yield every block. I mean, you know, every 3 minutes or every 3 seconds of the day. But we can't just claim that and put it back into the fund every minute because we'd just be pressing buttons all day. So we work in what's called an epoch. Ours is a full week. So every Wednesday night we collect all the USDC rewards that we've had for the previous week of LP farming. Again, with our technology, all the fees that we earn are automatically converted to USDC so that we lock in the gains. Because when you're earning from CLP, and CLP is counter-trade liquidity providing, when you earn from CLP manually, usually you're paid in the assets that you're providing LP on because that's the tokens. So again, if I'm providing LP in ETH and BTC, the fees are in ETH and BTC. Now that can be good if ETH and BTC go up, but if ETH and BTC go down, you're losing value in the fees that you collected anyway. So our technology converts to USDC immediately, locks in the gains, whether the market is up or down, whatever, and then we distribute that weekly yield into a contract that then drips the USDC out to all of you at that APR, in real time. I mean, you see it, Ryan. Your USDC goes up while we're on this stream. So
Right.
that's how we do it. That does mean that the APR is usually about a week in the rears. So again, it is still real APR depending on what's coming in. But it is a little bit offset because we have to refill every week, and that's what Ryan said a little bit earlier too. Usually when we redeposit again, APR jumps to 90 or more. So again, we're all as averages, but we've been hitting. And again, to go look at every weekly video from day one here, our average is still right around where we said it would be. Between 70 and 100% APR every single week. So yeah, that's how that works. And again, in theory, when the market is higher and ETH is worth more in dollar value, because we're earning fees in the actual assets, that also means APR would theoretically go up, because again, an ETH was worth more in dollar value. So all that is really cool too. When we know that there's a bull run still ahead.
Right. Yeah. And guys, this USDC, you can claim anytime. If there's 1 penny in here, you can claim it anytime. It's instantly dropped in your wallet. There's no waiting for devs to do anything. There's no waiting
Totally.
for, there's no 404 error or wait for admin approval or whatever like that. You press claim, confirm in your wallet, and boom, it is in there. I just do it once a week. That's just what I do because I don't worry about it is what it is. You can do that anytime you want, and it's fee free. There are no fees. The only fee there is when you unstake and you click redeem. That's where you get knocked the 10%. The 10% doesn't go to AJ, doesn't go to me, doesn't go to Jake. It doesn't go to anybody. It stays in the protocol. Like I would get knocked if I sold this 42,861 worth of bonds. I would get knocked $4,286 would stay in the contract and be earning for the people who are smart enough to still be in. So please, people, sell all your bonds and let me be the only one, because that would be a ton of money I'd be raking in just on the fees. So when people sell, guys, it's actually bullish for you, because you're going to be earning on that 10%, which is amazing. Nobody else is doing that, guys. Nobody else is giving you the underlying asset back when you sell it. You don't get USDC back. You get ETH on base back when you redeem. That's what you get. So you're going to get the underlying asset back. That's what I'm saying. Bonds could double. I mean, it's an amazing thing. I'm so glad I'm a part of it. And it's fully transparent, guys. We already went through this. Here's what farms we're in. Okay, this is just the Bernard Bonds wallet. This is the whole wallet right here. Nothing can be hidden from DBank. Nothing. It says what assets we have that we're holding, just for proper entries and stuff like that. All the farms are right here that we're in. Obviously, it doesn't give out the ranges, because that's the important part. We got a little bit of Sonic down here. All these numbers are right. So you can go over here to transactions. It'll show when people are minting. 20 hours ago, someone minted a bond. 23 hours ago, someone minted another bond. Rome wasn't built in a day. This thing isn't taking off like crazy. To me, I think it's $700,000 in 2 months. Yeah, two months is fine. But it's it's working, and that's all that matters. So everything is trackable. Team is docs. Obviously, you can talk to the founder, the co-founder, every single Tuesday night at 7, right here, if you have questions. Nobody's hiding around behind screens and not in Telegram groups answering questions and off doing this and off doing that. So I don't know what else to tell you guys. It's amazing, and I really hope we do hear from the PACA team. I know people are probably asking in the comments. What do we got? Bob Lane, great to see. Well, thank you for showing up, Bob. Haven't seen you before. McPanic, that was me. Don't mock me. Oh, you're the one that wanted to see this wallet. Okay, well, there you go. But McPanic, I will show you everything except my Ledger wallets. Okay, whatever else you want to see, I'll show you in all my wallets except my Ledgers. Okay. JT Smith says, have you heard anyone at PACA on? Well, you probably figured that out by now. No, we haven't, JT Smith. Hopefully we do. You know what? If we don't, we still wish them well, and we still hope that everyone gets their money back and they can either stay in or move on or whatever they decide. This is just an opportunity. It's free to them to start getting you guys some profits coming in and start paying out some of those stakes. So we hope to do that. McPanic also says, has someone had 10K earnings for us is better than having his 1K earning for all, or how that works? What does that mean? Has someone? You understand it, AJ?
I don't, brother. I don't know. That one's. Again, maybe I'll just say that they're asking if the more TVL in the protocol matters, and if other people earn less. And the answer is no. I mean, if there was $1 million or $10 million that you deposited, you would still be earning the same APR that is displayed.
Oh.
So it's not like in traditional non-concentrated liquidity farming, V2 farming, where there's a reward token, then the more people that are in, it dilutes everybody else. So that is not what we're doing. That's very different. So we feel we can handle, obviously APR may go down a little bit. There may be a very slight dilution just because, we're talking millions of dollars, but we could handle, 50 to 100 million, no problem at all. And beefy, again, billions of dollars. So obviously we have to find the right pools. But it's definitely doable.
Right. Yeah. If someone has 10K earnings. So I think you answered this question. Doesn't matter if you have 10K or 1K. You're going to be getting the same APR. Is there a way to compound back into bonds, or you just have to collect enough USDC claim to? Exactly right, JT Smith. You just collect your USDC. I have a gentleman. He's our whale. We won't mention names, obviously. He can mint a bond like every 18 hours, which is absolutely insane. And that's what he's doing. He's been doing that for 2 months, 2.5 months, and he's killing the game. So
totally. Well,
Yeah,
and on that note too, Ryan, 2 points I wanna make. So, number 1, yeah, you would just convert your USDC back into ETH, and mint a new bond. We have had some requests for a Zapper. We may have that, on the site eventually, so you don't have to go to another site. But nowadays, I mean, you can do a swap right in your MetaMask or Rabby, wallet, so it's super easy. But anyway, that is how you would DCA, dollar cost average or mint more. And that again, is very different. Like usually when protocols say to compound, you're compounding into an inflationary asset, or you compound and then by the end you don't have anything left because you haven't properly taken profits. Bonds are very different because you're actually minting with more Ethereum. So when you compound, you are actually building your position, which in theory raises the APR because now you have a bigger bag, and so on and so on. So, compounding in protocols like this can be very, uh, uh, um, uh, uh, very attractive. So, but again, I mean, we definitely say take profit. Even if you split your yield, half you put in your bank and half you buy more bonds. That's a really good strategy as well. And yeah, you're able to buy the dip. I mean, when we saw the dip a week ago, not this most recent one, but the one before, we had about 100 grand of people that minted new bonds on DexFi that were just waiting for the dip. So you can also DCA on dips into bonds as well, and that will help protect some of your ETH value going down in the short term per bond. And last but not least, if you are worried about potential and permanent loss, or the bonds not appreciating in value, you can use the yield to just buy more ETH. I mean, it's basically an ETH printer, for you, and way better than any Bitcoin or proof of stake. I think what staking your Ethereum gets you like 3%. So we're 10 times or 20 times that amount. So again, and obviously we always say don't go all in. It's very important to have just your hodl bag of Bitcoin and ETH on the side, so that you get all the price appreciation. But it's a game of give and take. I mean, again, you hope that all the assets go up, but if you want to actually earn uh, every day passive income, then this is the number one solution for sure.
right. And it's actually 2% a year, AJ, on ETH balance.
Yeah, yeah, there you go, Ryan. Oh man,
Fortunately, I'm an owner of one of those, and yeah, I'm a
yeah,
little bit upset about it. I'm locked in for like I don't even
yeah,
know. It's disgusting. I don't even want to think about it. But
totally,
anyways, but yeah, we're not telling you to compound, guys. Take your profits, take them, use them, pay some bills, do whatever. Take your loved out for supper. Uh, some people want to take advantage of the bull run coming. They know that they want to stack ETH. They want to, they think the bond, well, it will go up in value, obviously, because when you buy it at whatever I did down here, whatever, what did it say? Oh, I got to get out of this redeem page. My bonds. I think I bought them at 275 or 280 or 290, maybe even, and when they're going to do, it could easily do a double right now. And we're looking at, $600 to $700 that thing's worth, all of a sudden. And then
for sure.
people will probably be selling. But you know what? Like I said earlier, go ahead and sell because I want their 10% working for me. That means this APR is going to go even up more, which is a beautiful thing. So, I mean, it's a win-win either way, guys. You're getting USDC drop in your wallet, plus you get the appreciation of the underlying asset with the bull run coming. It's like the perfect storm, is what it is. That's the way I like to I like to call it. What do we got here? So when people redeem, for example, our APR goes up in theory. Yeah. So when people redeem, does that doesn't reflect on the dashboard? I suppose it would though.
Yeah, so over time, I mean, it would be really hard to see that in, a week time frame. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, if so say over the course of, 3 months, there is enough redemptions that there is now, 50 grand more in the fund than what was deposited, then yes, absolutely. That makes the APR go up for everybody else, and the actual ETH price, that ETH ratio I was talking about, with the underlying assets, that makes that go up as well. So
Right. Yeah. So I mean that's that. And what do we got here? Is there a platform targeted APR the team is shooting for, or another way of saying if it's an above X APR, the team is happy? So we're shooting for, up to, like we said, always said 70 to 150%. It all depends on what the market's doing. We all know that if you're guaranteeing a rate, it's a Ponzi, guys. It does not work. If you're, I don't even know if I would guarantee a rate of 0.1%. I mean,
totally.
in my thought, you can't do it. It's just because some days are not good and some days are killer, and you can't just average out impermanent loss. I mean, the target is right now. My buddy Scott Tix, and he's probably on here. I should have had that pulled up. He sent me his spreadsheet since day one when he bought his bonds on June 11th. He has it all mapped out of what you would have earned to this day. Maybe we'll do that next week. I'll have him redo the spreadsheet and I'll show it to you guys and what he has earned. And it's been like 7.5% to 8% for each of the last 2 months, 2 or 2.5 months. So, anything, 5% a month, 6%. I mean, I don't care because I'm not getting that a year at my bank. I'll tell you that. I'm getting, if I'm lucky, 30% of my real estate, and I got to work my ass off. Okay. So that's okay with me, but no guaranteed percentage. That's not how it's done, JT, unfortunately. And there's no Ponzi-nomics here. There's no referral links. Okay. There's no guaranteed returns. There's just real yield. If there's no yield, you ain't getting nothing. But there has to be no trading going on, people not buying assets for that to happen. As long as there's crypto, there's always going to be, and volume, there's always going to be some type of yield. And your next question would probably be, and maybe you could touch on that, AJ, is what about a bear market? What happens to us in the bear market?
Yeah, absolutely, brother. So yeah, and JT, I mean, it's a great question, but the short answer is because everything is variable. That is the beauty of the protocol, is that we don't have to shoot for an X APR. It is what it is. It's all real time. I mean, I'm happy, like Ryan said. I'm happy even at 20, 30%. Like you said, you can't get that in real estate, and we love to joke that the bonds don't call you at 3 a.m. with a broken toilet. So yeah, it's definitely a lot less work, and it's truly passive income. And again, real yield. It's not made up out of nowhere through inflation or Ponzi-nomics. None of that. This is real fees from concentrated liquidity providing. And yeah, Ryan, like you said, as long as crypto is a thing and there's volume, we're earning. I mean, that's the reality. And so, yeah, I mean, another point is, as we go up or into a bear market, you know, uh, be prepared for the APR to go down. I mean, again, that is the reality. But what is really cool is the more TVL that we get in bonds, the more we're able to allocate into safer assets, and still have attractive yield. So, even stable pairs with no impermanent loss in the depths of a bear market, you're still getting 20 or 18 to 20%, depending on where you're at on those. So as long as you have enough, in it. So again, there's many options that we can do, um, depending on the market conditions. But I really don't think there's going to be another bear market like we've seen in the past. I think there's definitely going to be dips, and but we're in a whole new world now. The institutions are here, and so yeah, I definitely think we see a crypto winter, but it's more like a winter in South Florida, not in the Ozarks. So yeah, so yeah, a lot more smooth. And again, that's maybe a little bit of a bummer too, because we don't see 100x on tokens anymore. But it's definitely a lot more of a mature market, and we want that. I mean, the best thing for concentrated liquidity providers is a choppy sideways market. So if that is the case, we're able to tighten the ranges, we're able to earn more, and reduce the permanent loss, and the market doesn't even have to go up or down. We earn the most going sideways. So
Right. Yeah. What happens when the bear market if everything is minus 70? Well, I think we already touched on that. Volume. Listen, mechanic, volume is good. We're gonna make
yeah,
so much money on the way down on fees, right? To offset some of that, that loss, right, AJ? Am I explaining
yeah,
that
bro,
right?
you said it perfect, Ryan. Yeah. So again, obviously we don't want to see a 70% drop. But that what Ryan is saying is there's a lot more volume on those days. So when we do see panic in the market, instead of $10,000 a day, it's $30,000 a day. And so now when you factor in the yield, maybe you're only down 60% instead of 70 in a scenario like that. So yeah, the yield helps soften the blow of price drops.
Right. And he talks about what if the bonds cost $50? Are we screwed, or is there a mechanism in place to prevent bond price to fall that deep? Bond price is going to fall whatever our assets are compared to ETH, right? I mean, that
Exactly. Yeah.
that could
Yeah.
happen, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if ETH goes to, $100, then yeah, I mean, bonds could be $1. But again, that is just yeah, it's all a variable. Like we're not guaranteeing a price. We're not, there's no artificial mechanisms to protect the floor. You see what you see is what you get. And yeah, I mean, if you had ETH in your wallet and it went to $100, you'd still be in the same boat whether you have bonds or not. So at least you're
Right.
getting a yield on it.
Yeah. You're getting USDC on top of that
Yeah.
on the way down. So actually, you'd be better off with bonds. So
Yeah, totally.
at the end of the day, and then climbing the way back up, you're getting USDC again. So, I hold a ton of ETH and a ton of Bitcoin, and I've probably going to put a lot into more bonds and stuff like that, because I keep on thinking of because it's working. It's working. Right now it's making like 6.5% with this APR is about 6.5% a month, but that varies. Like Wednesday afternoon or tomorrow night, come back here and look at something. Maybe I put a screenshot in my group saying, "Oh, look, we're back over 90% or whatever," and then big influxes in capital is what will make the price go down a little bit, guys. Too like there's still a whale coming in with the multiple six figures. When that thing happens, it's going to kill the APR for probably a good week, because here it's not how it works either. You get this massive, say someone drops $500,000 into this thing, okay? They're not going to just go and pick 2, 4, 6, 8 farms out and blast $500,000 worth of ETH on base in there, okay? They're going to probably save at least 25% of that for good proper entries for something else, and put the rest in more stable, because it's bigger amounts, right? Bigger amounts, bigger money, more stable pairs, and just get that working while in the meantime looking for other options, right, AJ? I mean, that's kind of the gist of it.
Yeah, no, that was a great. I know we don't really talk about this, but yeah, I think it's good to prepare people. So yeah, because of the way the structure is, like Ryan said, if we do get a big deposit, it will visually kill the APR temporarily. But the reason that is that we don't want to ever show an APR that would be a bait and switch. So we never artificially, prop up APR or show something that isn't there. So to Ryan's point, the reason the APR drops like that is because there's all this capital now in the fund, but it's not earning yet. So we have to have a few days or up to a week to deploy all that capital, and then APR goes right back up where it was, and who knows, maybe more, depending on the entries that we get. So remember, APR is annual percentage rate. So if you see it go down by half for a couple of days and then go right back up, it's still the annual percentage over time. So yeah, don't panic. APR is very difficult to calculate in short time frames. Again, that's why it's annual percentage rate. So if over a year, the APR will be much bit more consistent as we go and as the fund grows. So, again, with 700K in here, a deposit of 100K or 400K will be a big percentage increase. But if the fund is 10 million and a million is deposited, then it's a lot less of a problem
Mhm.
in terms of percentages. So yeah, and all that's healthy. I mean, we want people to deposit and grow and put their capital to work. We all are earning more. The recovery bonds are paid back quicker. And that's one more thing we don't talk about a lot either. If for whatever reason during a bear market, once the debt is paid off for our own recovery fund, we have a lot more flexibility with the splits and fees. So, we can definitely still make it attractive to users if we are in a bear market. So, yeah, lots and lots of flexibility.
Right. Yeah. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit, Mechanic. I'm glad you're asking these questions because we get so tied up in talking about other things when we get on here because people usually don't ask. But I know we've got some new people. I don't think we've ever had 30 people watching live. So thank you for joining, guys. That's it's an important to talk about these things. And what's so important to me is Mechanic and JT. You heard it, AJ, yourself. They're not going to just prop this APR. Like this is live stuff. No one's adjusting this APR behind the scenes. This is a real number according to what the fund is doing right now. Like that's no joke. That's real yield. And you could see right here where all the money's at, right? Like, where are we sitting? Oh, we got Zora and ETH. We got 70 grand in there. We got ETH and REI. We got 66 grand in there. I mean, it's all in front of you. It doesn't get any more simple. It doesn't get any more transparent. And that's why I do it, right?
Totally.
Yeah, exactly. Ryan, give away one bond live right now. I dare you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to be giving, I think Thursday night, maybe. I'm probably going to, I know I'll be giving away some to the Bernard Bond hole, or it's not the Bernard Bond, the Bruno X holders. I'll be giving away bonds. I think I'm going to do a live Thursday, or we might leave it till next Tuesday night, guys. Okay. So Bruno X people, if you're waiting, that's coming. I didn't forget about you. Don't worry. It's going to work out. I will get you out there and we'll get you paid up some money. And I think we covered everything. 61,000 has been total paid out. That's a real number too, guys. Everything is real here. There's no garbage. There's no nothing. So, it is what it is. And I hate even saying that saying. I hate people who say it is what it is, but this is what it is. Like there's nothing else. There's no, we're guaranteeing 0.5 or 0.2 or whatever. There's no guarantees. There's real yield dropping into your wallet with this APR in USDC every single minute that you can claim anytime you want. You could go buy one of these bonds right now and 5 minutes later sell it. You're going to take a 10% hit. But, if you need the money, you need the money, right? Your money is never locked, ladies and gentlemen. I shouldn't say that. It could be locked for up to 24 to 48 hours until the devs find time to
For the redemption. Yeah.
redemption. Okay. So I shouldn't say that. Otherwise, someone will call me out on it on the YouTube video. So yeah, maybe a 24-hour lock, guys. All right. So, but otherwise you could sell anytime. You can claim anytime. It's fee free on the USDC, 10% on the redemption if you were to unstake it and redeem, of course. And that's what it is, guys. That's Bernard Bonds. That's all. Any money that goes to Bernard Bonds goes into the DexFi vaults, which is right here. Okay, here are the vaults. And don't get me wrong, guys. You don't have to do this at all. You could go in here yourself and hook up your wallet and go into any of these farms yourself and make these APYs. Okay, if you want to look at charts, if you want to look at ranges, and if you want to do all this stuff and have time for that, great. I do not do that. Bernard Bonds is the easy button. It says it right on the dashboard. It is the easy button. You deposit, you buy your bonds, hold them in your wallet, boom, you get your USDC. Now, I did this just for the heck of it, just for content. I put 500 bucks in, okay? I've made, where is it? My profits. So I've made 117. This is like 60 days ago now. I made 117 bucks. I have no idea. I called AJ one day. I'm like, I said, I'm putting in $100 each in these. I called AJ. I said, give me 5 coins that you think they're to be okay in the next 6 months to a year. I don't care if I get wrecked or not. I'm not going to touch them. I'm not going to claim them. I'm just going to leave it sit just for the content. And this is what it's done. Like REI, no idea what that is. Banker, no clue. Any of these stuff. All I know is it's getting me these juicy daily APYs. 0.57, 0.21, 0.5, 0.34, 0.42. That's all I care about, ladies and gentlemen, because the APR, when you're a holder like me, and Bernard Bonds the same thing, the APR is always going to outweigh the value of the underlying asset if you're a long-term holder. I mean, that's the gist of it, right? I mean, that's how it works. And this has been working. Well, I think I could actually claim something too. I have no idea. Yeah, I could claim 51 bucks. I'm going to wait till that hits 100, and then I'm going to do another video, and I'll show you guys that's all instant too and whatever. So if you guys like to do that, hook up your wallet, go into your own farms. It's fine. You know, I just don't have time for it. I just did it for the content. But this is the stuff. These vaults are what the Bernard Bonds ETH goes into. Is these single farm vaults right here. But they're private ones. All of ours are private, right, AJ?
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, Brian, and again, sometimes you just got to refresh the site there. But yeah, all the vaults that we're in, these are public vaults. Anybody can create a vault, and it's available on screen. Again, you can enter, exit, all self-custody. So this is the underlying tech that we use in bonds. And yeah, the difference is though that they're private vaults, so you will never see them on the UI. So nobody can copy trade us. Nobody can, get the secret sauce. We have AILM, which manages the ranges. Some of our ranges are set manually as well. And we're moving in and out of profitable farms, as we see fit. But everything, again, we're not managing people's money. Everything is in these smart contracts that actually move the ranges. And yeah, if you go to one, Ryan, too, I wanted to show just really quick the way
Where it works, yeah.
the AILM. That one. I don't think that one's AILM. Go back one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. There you go. Yeah. Sometimes I know. Sometimes you have to refresh, but there you go. Try that one. Yep. All right, and then we'll scroll down. Yeah. Sometimes when we're streaming, the website lags. But yeah, maybe
my internet, I only got like 1 bar of internet for some reason too. So hopefully you guys are still online here.
All right, maybe refresh one more time. We've showed this in many other videos too. All right, here we go. Yep, and then go down, and no, sorry. Yep, you're right. Where are we at? Yield, maybe? No.
Profit and loss? No. We got to go to
ranges. Yeah, no. Go back up, maybe. Maybe this isn't a good. Is this? Yeah, this is AILM. Personal yield. Oh man, where is it?
Oh, we got to go to 1 week or 1 month. Then it should show the.
Yeah, but it should show ranges too. All right, maybe try another one. Yeah, I'm having a mind blank. Oh, there you go. There it is. Total. Thank you, Ryan. Good God. So yeah, instead of personal, we're under the personal dashboard. So this is the LP overall. So as you can see, we've only had to rebalance once in the entire. How many months is that, Ryan? I can't.
Yeah. If we go all.
Yeah, there you go. All.
So it looks like May 9th. May 9th.
So yeah, so you can see, there was some rebalancing a lot in the beginning, but then once the AILM finds the proper ranges, it's very, very consistent. So those gray boxes are the range, and there you go, perfect. And the white line is the price. So what you don't want to have happen is what happened in the very beginning there, where it's rebalancing, 3 or 4 times in a short amount of time. What you do want is that range right there, June 16th, all the way to August 15th or more.
Yeah.
All that time, we didn't have to rebalance once. And so that means the range was perfect, perfectly wide enough that we're earning all the fees as we go. And when the market finally recovered, we rebalanced around August, and we haven't had to rebalance since. So again, that is proof of how the AILM works. And we're not. This is all done by true AI. I mean, we're not managing the ranges individually. And like you said earlier, Ryan, if you're managing more than 2 or 3 LPs manually, it's a full-time job. So our tech will allow you to manage all of these, without any human interaction. And that's also cool because then we can diversify. So, like I was saying earlier, we can be in 40 different LPs, and not worry if one goes out of range, or gets hit with impermanent loss because the other 30, 9 are killing it. So yeah, that's all part of how it works. And yeah, I mean, it's all right there in your face, and transparent. And the AILM learns from the market, so it will know the volatility. It takes into many different factors, the liquidity, the daily volume, and that's how those ranges are determined. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, like AJ said, this is all right in front of you guys to look. It does not get any more transparent than this. Like everything is in front of you. You can go, and if I go to if I go to my positions again, back to dashboard, you could show your P&L here, my positions, and if I click on one of them, we'll click on what is this one? REI. I'm up 98.62%. since I put my $100 in, because I've collected $38 in USDC, and my asset is now worth 150, and I paid 106 for it. So
yep,
98%
totally.
in 2.5 months, not too shabby. And I don't even know what REI or whatever this thing. Yeah, I have no idea what that is, and I don't care what it is, because when I'm making 98%, I wish I had 100 grand into this thing. But I put $100 because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to research coins. I'm not going to sit here and mess with it and come and remember to claim and do this and that. I want the easy button. The easy button's called Bernard Bonds, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing.
No doubt, brother. And again, we REI Banker, they've been doing really well. One that we're still really bullish on that hasn't is Hey Anon. Anon. So again, don't go putting 100 grand into one vault, even though it may look really sexy. Because yeah, I mean that's again why Bernard Bonds is so powerful, is that we are diversified into these. So we may only be earning 0.5% or 0.05% on blue chips, ETH, Bitcoin, but then we have some of these more higher volume pairs that are doing 1% a day. And now that's how the APR is a lot more evened out over time. So yeah, all that's done again, like you said, Ryan, without having to research coins, stay at your computer, move ranges. You don't need an economics degree to get into bonds.
Right. Exactly. All right, guys, I think that's about it on Bernard Bonds and the way everything works. I hope everybody kind of understands that. And if you don't, listen, we're always in the Telegram groups. We're always answering questions. Join the Bernard Bonds chat. Join the DexFi chat. Join all of them. Get educated. We still hope to hear from Lee and Scott. Before we go, I do want to touch on EarnFi. Could you tell us where we're at here, AJ? I once again, guys, I'm not shy about showing my bag. I got 50 grand into this thing. The first month I made 18.5%. The second month I made 12. The third month I made 6. The fourth month I made 3. And last month I made 6. We've got 19 days left, AJ, of trading. Explain what it is what we're doing for trading, how it works, and how we're doing for the month.
Yeah, 100%. So we can and we'll go quick here. I know it's getting late, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is one of our beta programs. It's not even open to the public yet. We talk about it on here because we love our degenerate passive income fans. But yeah, this is our AI trading bot. Again, a real AI trading bot. Everybody says they have a trading bot, but it's a Ponzi. So yeah, we're working with a licensed and insured brokerage now, trading. And yeah, we had a really good day on Monday, I think it was, or maybe last Friday. We did like almost 0.9% in one day. But yeah, the average target is around 6% monthly, and we did have a loss today. So on Fridays, I will post the screenshots of the trades, but it's been averaging roughly 6%. And some months, like you said, Ryan, has been much more. The only reason we were 3% last month was because we weren't on a brokerage that we were comfortable with. So we were being a little more conservative. But now all that's behind us. And yeah, it opens up in 19 days for payouts and new deposits. And we put the capital to work with the bot and go from there. So again, totally separate from crypto. You do not get exposure to underlying assets. It's simply trading futures with a little bit of leverage, and yeah, you get USDC in and USDC out.
On the Ethereum mainnet. Yep.
Yep, correct. On ETH mainnet, just to deposit the USDC. And yeah, gas has been a lot better too. We optimized some of that, so gas is not that expensive to
Right.
deposit.
And
But
it's fee free in, fee free out, guys. It's a 26-day stake. All right. So however many trading days are in it, because it only trades Monday to Friday. All right.
yep, no
Trade on
weekends.
weekends.
Yep,
So it's a 26-day stake. After that, you have 4 days to decide what you want to do. Compound, take all your rewards and leave and say thank you. You can exit then with no fees, whatever you want to do. This is my 5th month doing it. And I've made a lot of money, right? On my 50 grand. So I'm not complaining. And it's USDC on ETH, fee free out. Say it happens to do 10% 1 month. Anything over 6% is a 60-40 split. So you'd be getting about 8 to 8.5% for that month. Because the team doesn't get paid if it's unless it hits the 6% target.
exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's
So
pretty much that's the gist of that one. It's working. It's trading futures on the NASDAQ, correct?
yep, 100%. Yep,
Okay.
no, very, very little crypto at all. I think maybe one time it found a profitable trade on Bitcoin, but yeah, futures and yeah, spot trading on the Nasdaq.
Right. Well, there's another AJ in the house. So AJ says, as the AI bot for EarnFi learns more with its AI brain, do you think it will place more trades and increase its success?
Yeah, I mean that's the goal for sure. I mean, the more data we give it, it was trained on the top traders' data as the data set for last year. But yeah, as it becomes more and more profitable, and we reinforce what's working, what isn't, then yeah, in theory, it gets more and more accurate. So,
Right.
and again, I mean, we definitely monitor it. We don't want it to go rogue, maybe pick a bad trade, and liquidate everything that we still have a little bit of oversight on it. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, and I drove this alpha a few AMAs ago, but ultimately, we actually want to open this up to the public where they can just do the bot on their own, and train it with their own data to actually be successful. So again, that's also in the future as well.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully that answers your question, AJ. So, I mean, I think that's it, guys. There's just another opportunity. I've been in it for 5 months now. I don't know, I've made probably 50, almost $20,000 in 5 months. So not too shabby. And it's fee free, and I don't have to do anything. Between that and Bernard Bonds, I'm making a hell of a wage every single month in passive income. Just saying, obviously we're here to talk about Bernard Bonds. I mean, it's killing the game. Everybody knows it. We wanted to touch base on that tonight. We want to touch base. Scott Lee from PACA, send me a DM. Send AJ a DM. Send, we can hop on a Zoom. We can talk about it. Yay or nay, or you're an idiot, or hey, let's go ahead with something. Whatever. My DMs are open. Email. Everything's in the description, the guys, for Bernard Bonds. My email, all my groups, everything is there. 100% transparent, fully doxed team. Everything's tracked on DBank, doxed wallets. The founder is in front of you every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do not know any other place that does that. If you guys do, please tell me, because I will put a big bag into it. All right, guys? So I think that's it. AJ, thank you so much for joining me again on Tuesday night. I know we're getting longer kind of every week, but there's lots to talk about. So,
For sure.
Yeah,
great to be here. Thanks, Ryan.
And thank you, 30 viewers live. I don't think we've ever had that. So we had some questions. I had a good time. So I hope you guys join next week, and let me know in the comments in the video, or what else you want to, what else you want to know, or doesn't matter. I'm here to answer questions, DMs, emails, on the YouTube, whatever. All right, guys, I hope everybody has a great rest of their Tuesday evening, and we'll see you in the next one.